So now that we have learned the techniques, let's get into a little bit of the categories that we'll go over and some of the points. So for the first category, we have GI ailments. There's been, particularly in the year of 2025, a lot of people are dealing with GI issues. It's been a big thing, a lot of people that I talked to, so I thought that would be a really good place to start. Why not fix the main problem that a lot of people are having to start, or soothe them a little bit, yeah? I won't say fix, but soothe. So the first one we're going to use is Ren 10, or conception vessel 10. So it's Sha Guan is the name in Chinese, and it means lower venter. This is my belly button here, so you can see belly button. Okay. What you're going to do is, once you find your belly button, this is actually Ren 8. So the central vessel channel runs up and down on the center line of the body. So the Ren, the central vessel, and then you have, so sometimes it's called Ren Mai is the Chinese name, and in English we call it the central vessel, okay? And then you have Du Mai on the back, or the governing vessel. The central vessel is mother channel, and the governing vessel is father channel. And you have yin and yang, okay? So just for some understanding for you. So you find your belly button, okay? And that is going to be CV8 or Ren 8, Ren Mai 8. Okay, it's the 8th point on that channel. And you're going to go 2 fingers above it. So you always use your own fingers to decide to locate your points. So I used the ring finger. I put it in my belly button or on my belly button. And the 2 fingers here, 2 fingers above it. So at that point, 2 fingers above it, you have right in the center of your body here, you have Ren 10, Sha Guan, lower venter, okay? So this is really good for helping with, it has a big connection to the stomach and the lower portion of the stomach very specifically. So this point, Sha Guan, is really good for aiding in movement through the stomach and actually the intestines because all the insides are connected. And the way that this works is it connects to the lower stomach and the intestines. But the main point is through the lower stomach, and from the movement and transformation through the lower stomach, that's how you will get the movement through the intestines, okay? It's a lot to know, but just know it helps with movement and transformation. So what does that mean, transformation? Well, you may have learned this in school, or maybe you didn't. Maybe not all places teach it, but I don't know what everyone knows, so I always explain things in very simple terms for people to understand because I don't know what you know. So the stomach itself, when the food goes into the stomach, there are all types of acids in there, and they break down the food, right? Breaking down and transforming what's inside of your stomach so that it can easily pass through, right? As well, there's a transformation that happens in your intestines, your large intestine and your small intestine. So something I feel like you should know is that, okay, a point may specifically work a section of an organ, right? So for example, this works the lower section of the stomach. Now, it also works the intestines, the large and the small intestine, because it also has a connection to an entire region. So when you touch something, you will, there's fascia and connective tissues that connect specifically to an organ. So by moving a specific spot, you'll specifically get a certain part of an organ and then maybe parts of other organs, right? If that makes sense what I'm saying. If you had something that was in a big mesh net and you were to move one part of the net and it's connected, it will affect other parts of the whole being, right? So if this is my mesh net and this is all my intestines in here, this is one way that this functions. And you come down here and you move this mesh net, then it will move different parts of the organs there, okay? So go back to my belly button, 2 fingers width above. Anyway, I won't get into all the details, but if you do the practice works, like I say. So this is also good if you have vomiting, if you have no pleasure in eating. This point is really good. If you have a stomach pain or a hardness in your stomach. So some people, you get like a rock gut, it's like you touch their body, their belly, and instead of it being a soft and mobile, it's hard like a rock, yeah. And sometimes there's not movement through the intestines, yeah. So this will lower venter, it will vent the lower area and heat things up and help move them along and transform, okay? So you find the belly button with your index finger and you go 2 fingers above. So we'll use the setting the mountain ablaze method. So we're going to press, 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 release. 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 So when you do this, you may find that your stomach heats up. This point specifically, I decided to show it that way because this is one of the nine needles for returning the yang. So the yang energy is this warm, this hot, so help things move and transform as opposed to something being yin and cold, which would hold it in, okay? So you're heating this point up, right? It's one of the 9 needles for returning the yang. So when you are too yin and you need some warmth and some movement and digestion within your body, this is a really good place to press, a really good point to press. If you have that rock gut like I was talking about, and I'm not talking about you have a six-pack, right? But if your abdomen on the inside feels like it's very hard and things are not moving through, it's uncomfortable to eat, what you will do is you'll often use RIN 10 in combination with RIN 12. And I'm actually going to do a video on RIN 12 as well, but you'll actually use both the points in combination together. So it'll be really, really effective for the issue if you have a really hard gut, okay? So there you have it. Shug 1, lower venter, RIN 10. Enjoy.